You're listening to Her Confidence Her Way podcast, episode 74. Hey ladies, and welcome back to the another episode of Her Confidence Her Way podcast. I am your host, Emiko Rasmussen. First, I would like to say thank you so very much for all of you who have sent me your review. I read every single one of them, and I just haven't had a chance to share it on this podcast. So I will definitely do that slowly because it was very overwhelming. And I know some of you have sent me just an email because you just didn't know how to leave a review through iTunes. That's okay. Thank you so much. Okay. I am super excited to introduce you guys today's guest, but before that, I have to say this, that every single guest that I interview, they are amazing, and I really enjoy the conversation, but today's guest, I have to say this is one of my favorite, and maybe because I am a mom and she's a mom, and we get to talk a lot about the life, motherhood, and also I get to talk about the life in Japan, and I definitely miss the life in Japan as well. And she is the one who kind of reminded me how proud I am to be Japanese, and how proud, or what's the word, how grateful it is for me to grow up in Japan. So, before I introduce you guys, I am going to share the love towards Japan, the reason why I love and respect about Japan. Alright, are you guys ready? Number one, so the first two are something that I have already shared on my Instagram account. So if you're not following, please follow me on Instagram at Emiko Rasmussen, at EMIKO RASMUSSEN. That's where I share my stories there, my life stories, my work and my family, and I don't just post pictures. I actually post pictures intentionally with the messages that I want to share. It's the behind the scene, or not necessarily secret, but it's just honest and the truth about my life. So definitely check that out. Okay, first reason why I love Japan is this thing called kizukai. People really care about each other, and there is a very famous word called omotenashi, right? So we know how to treat people very well. And that's something that if you are Japanese, or if you have been living in Japan, you know that you are getting it, just by living it. And this is something I completely failed because I forgot about this. But last time when I went to Japan, I visited my friend's house because she just had a baby. So me and my friend met up each other at Yokohama Station to get to our friend's house, and I saw my friend holding this little cute paper bag from this store, and I immediately thought, oh shoot, I forgot about this temiyage. So when you're visiting someone's house, I don't know if it's an unwritten rule, but people normally bring something. It's a little thing. It could be a cookies, or it could be, I don't know, a muffins, or you can bake something too. But just like a hon no kimochi. It's the heart that you wanted to share something with. So I forgot about it. So definitely next time I go back, I will not forget those beautiful culture there. All right, moving on to number two. I really love the beautiful buildings that they have in Japan. Not just the beautiful one, but the cool looking ones, and of course those gardens. Man, those are so beautiful. This past weekend, I had an event. I was volunteering an event I am part of the member of San Diego and Yokohama Sister City Society. It is such an amazing organization. If you've never heard of it, I would like you to visit our website. It's San Diego and Yokohama Sister City. So obviously, Yokohama, my hometown, and San Diego, where I live, are sister city. So we have the really, really nice relationship. And when I was 16, that's how I actually get to come to US, and thanks to this organization. But anyways, this year I was accepted to be a part of the board member, so I am super excited to be part of this organization. Anyway, so going back, so we had an event at the Japanese Friendship Garden, and I was just making sure that people know where to get to the actual venue, because I heard that some people got lost. So I said, okay, I will stand there and make sure to direct people. And I just cannot resist from not taking pictures because it was just so beautiful. So I took some pictures and I posted on my Instagram. So but yeah, it is so beautiful. Okay, so number 3, this is something that I have talked with during the conversation, so you'll hear it, but people are really good with obeying rules, and making or how do you say it, like creating lines is like no exception, right? People are very patient, like at train station. They know where to stand and they make lines, beautiful lines. Bathroom, they make lines. People will not cut lines, and it's just people really respect each other in that sense. I feel like whenever I go to like Legoland or Disneyland or whatever, I feel like I really need to guard my spot, because I know there are several times that people cut lines and I'm like, wait a minute, I thought that those people were behind us and now they're in front of us. Like, what the heck? So I feel like those things would not happen. The other thing that I respect about Japan is that people really make sure that the areas are cleaned. So this is really true. When I went back to Japan, and every time we go back, we go to this like a community public center. It's a community center, and or we call it chiku center. And then we all play with toys, but then the parents make sure that they clean and make sure that everything is the way how it was. It is so nice. They respect that whenever kids take off their shoes, they teach them. You put them in a shoebox, or you put it together and put it on along the side or along the walls. It's just a beautiful culture. And let's see, the other thing, this is something that we talked about as well, is that the safetyness. When I went back to Japan, I definitely saw this, and it kind of like made me laugh a little bit. But the moms, the parents, they use kids for saving their spots, or we call it bashotori in Japanese. I mean, in US, maybe certain places, maybe parents do that, but I would normally not leave my kids as a sekitori or saving my spot. I will maybe leave a water bottles or something that is not very valuable. But in Japan, I feel like people leave their cell phone, people leave their not wallet, but purses or something like that. And this shows that people trust each other, right? Let's see. The other thing is, and I'm pretty sure there are a lot of things that I'm talking from the mummy's perspective, and the next one is definitely no exception. It's the independence. Kids walk to school everywhere. Or not walk to school, but walk to places everywhere, right? So kids go to school, they walk. Kids go to extracurricular activities and they walk. When I was growing up, I did a lot of activities, and Monday I did a softball, Tuesday choreography, Wednesday swim lesson, Thursday ballet, Friday, I feel like I did English school somewhere. And then Saturday I had a marching band practice, and I also did gymnastics. So all of those, some of them I had to take a train, but I took a train and I feel like I was in a third grade or second grade or something like that. So that means that, yeah, I mean, I was self-sufficient. Here in US, I have to be a taxi driver for my kids. So it's a lot of work. As much as I would like my daughters to do more activities, it's just I cannot do everything, especially because I'm a working mom. So it's very challenging. So that aspect, I love that in Japan. Okay, the other thing is definitely food. And I know food is amazing in Japan, but one of the other things that I really look for is the display at the restaurant. Those are created by candles, and those are just so pretty. I remember as I was growing up, I was just so excited to go to the restaurant and look at those okosama lunch, kids plate. And I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get this and that, and the little toys that it comes with. It was just so great. And I mean, I have so many other, many great things that I love about Japan. But omatsuri is the other one that I always look for whenever I go back during the summertime, and onsen is another one. So yeah. Okay, I think I talked a lot. I shared a lot about love towards my country. And now I would like to introduce today's guest. Before we move on to the main topic, let's hear a quick word from sponsors. This episode is brought to you by you, the listeners. このポッドキャストは Her Confidence Her Way のリスナーさんのサポートから成り立っています。もしもこのエピソードがとっても役に立ち、もっと聞きたいと思った方は、ぜひこのポッドキャストをスポンサーしてください。私のウェブサイト www.herconfidenceherway.com のメニューからポッドキャストをサポートするをクリック。より良いエピソードをお届けするためにも、リスナーさんからの寄付をお待ちしています。This episode is also brought to you by Audible.Audible とはアプリで本を聞くという新しいライフスタイルです。Audible で通勤時間をスキルアップの時間に、英語でコミュニケーションを取るためのリスニング力アップの方法に、自分に興味のある本を忙しいスケジュールの中、家事をしながら、エクササイズをしながら英語で聞くこともできます。今、Audible では30日間無料体験のスペシャルオファーを私のウェブサイトにある Try Audible Free のボタンから無料で登録ができます。What are you waiting for? It's free and you should definitely try it. また、私のウェブサイト www.herconfidenceherway.com からエピソードでお話しした内容、アドバイス、またはエピソードで出てきたリンク、他のサイトもそちらで紹介しています。最後に、Let's connect with me on Instagram.ぜひ私のインスタから私のプライベートの生活などの写真もチェックしてくださいね。DM、Direct メッセージからいただいたメッセージは必ずお返しします。私のアカウントは @emiko-rasmussen @emiko-rasmussen Alright, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast. このポッドキャストの購読もお忘れずに。Now, let's get back to the show.Alright, everyone, please meet Joe from the Tokyo chapter. Joe's blog, The Tokyo Chapter, was born from a popular Tokyo with Kids style Instagram account, and after many friends and friends of friends asked for tried and tested Tokyo tips. On her blog, Joe shares little moments.and joys that make her life in Tokyo a magical family adventure. After living in Japan for 8 years, beginning with 1 year as a high school student in the Japanese countryside, Jo, an Australian fluent in Japanese, met her Scottish husband, and due to his work commitment, moved away from Japan, only to return several years later with a toddler and a new baby. Jo understands the excitement and challenges facing expats or travelers to Japan for the first time. with and without children and uses her blog as a space to share all of her Tokyo tips and shortcuts through area suggestion guides, Japanese language learning advice, and a collection of personal pieces. Jo updates her blog on a daily basis, and I just wanted to share some of my favorite posts of hers. The first one is drama-free flights with kids. Sounds amazing, right? Drama-free. Ooh. Yeah, find out some tips if you are international travelers with kids. The other thing, this is definitely something that I was very nervous about, but it was amazing. It was about my breastfeeding story in Tokyo. And the last one is 2 small children in Tokyo, the tricky parts for me. And it's just amazing the way how she writes and the stories. I can totally relate, as obviously I don't live in Japan right now, but whenever I go back to Japan, I face exactly the same problems that Jo went through, and it's definitely a guide for me. And you'll find more about her from my conversation. So please enjoy my conversation with Jo. All right, Jo, how are you doing? And thank you so much for coming to Her Confidence Her Way podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Super excited to have you.
Yay!
Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ask you lots of questions. It's like so selfish way of I created this whole questions just for you. So super excited to ask you so many of the questions that I prepared today. All right, so where did you grow up, and can you share with us like what were you like as you were growing up? And of course, you know that my understanding is that you can speak Japanese, so どっちでも大丈夫です。
Okay. じゃあまず日本語から
はい。
ね、自己紹介なら多分大丈夫かと思うので、私メルボルン出身です。オーストラリアのメルボルン出身で、私結構小さい時からルールが大好きなタイプなんですね。真面目の方で、一番、4人姉妹で一番上なので、一生懸命、人に負けないような性格、前からそうだったんですけど、高校2年生の時に、留学生として1年間倉敷、岡山県の倉敷に1年間住むことになりました。で、本当に倉敷行ったことありますか？
ないです。行ってみたい。
リアルジャパンでしょ。
いやー、建物とかすごい。
もの本当に綺麗で、ライスピックとか田んぼが、たくさんあって、本当にリアルジャパニーズ生活、ホームステイずっとしましたので、もう本当にラッキーでした。もう、日本人として1年間過ごす経験がある。その後はオーストラリアに、戻って、高校卒業して大学終わった後にもすぐどうしても日本に戻りたいなと思いながら、イングリッシュスクール、朝のイングリッシュスクールで子供を教えながら、夜はナイトスクールで日本語の勉強、ことだったんですね。あとは、普通の大人としての仕事をやっとできるようになって、それで私の主人、スコットランド人の主人をその時会ったんですね、日本では。その時は関西の神戸に住んでたんですけど、あれを日本で知り合ったんですね。その後は彼の仕事は製薬会社の関係の仕事ですので、いろんな国に住まないといけないことをすぐわかるようになってきて、その後は南アフリカに3年間住むことになりました、ヨハネスブルク。その後はもうすぐ結婚してから、メルボルンで子供を育ちたいなと思ったので、二人でメルボルンに住むことになったんですけど、一人女の子を、の後にもう一人の子供が、今二人がいるんですね。二人目が中にいるときに、主人から聞いたのは、もしかしてまた日本に行かないといけないことになってるけど、どうって言ってて、で、もちろん、せっかくこの日本語を勉強してるし、日本が大好きな私にとっていいなと思いながらこっちに住むことになったんですね。はい。
Wow.
あちこち行ったり、そうで
す
すね。
ごい。アフリ、アフリカにも住んでたんですね。
そうです。3年間、南アフリカでした。
Wow, what is the life like over there? I have no idea.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. We had we got to do safari on the weekends. I worked for a
Oh my
Japanese
gosh.
company. He worked for at a European company. Of course, we had no children, so we had a lot of free time and on the weekends, and it was a beautiful place to live. Very beautiful place to live.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm just wondering, so why Japan? Like what made you to decide to study? I'm pretty sure you get this question all the time, but なんで日本のどこに興味があって like what was calling you?
Well, actually, when I was in high school in Australia, almost every school was offering Japanese as a language option.
Wow.
それは、フランス語か日本語を、最低2年間勉強しないといけないルールがあったんですね。私が、カリアのアドバイザーの先生によると、皆さんはちょっとだけでも日本語話せますよと履歴書を書けるように、勉強した方がいいでしょって聞いて、その時多分オーストラリアと日本の貿易関係が強かったと思うので、ちょっとだけでも自己紹介でも話せるようになった方が、カリアのためにいいこと聞いてて、それでもちろんその2年間終わったらもうすごく日本語大好き、になって、じゃあもっと高校3年生まで勉強したいなと思って、それで日本に留学生として行くことになりました。
すごい。もうなんか話してて、何時別に it doesn't matter like, who you are, but like I just forget that your language, the Japanese is a second language. It's like so fluent.
You made me so happy. I feel like I'm tripping over my words. Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you.
goodness. Yeah.
I still take a lesson. Actually, this afternoon I have a lesson with my Japanese teacher at my house. So every week I still have a lesson. We practice, and she's amazing. I like talking, as you can tell. So talk, and I find that so many Japanese people are so kind that they don't correct me if I make a mistake. So then I continue to make the same mistake. But my teacher, she'll correct me and she'll be like, that particle was wrong, or what to ga machigatte yo, or and so yeah, I'm lucky. I'm lucky.
Wow, this is so good. And then so you are currently in Japan, obviously. So where do you live and like what is life like?
I live in Tokyo, so with my husband and 2 small children, and we moved here when my baby boy, my youngest, was just 4 months old. So he wouldn't have any memories except for Tokyo, really. Of course, we travel back to Scotland and Australia at least once a year. But we love it here. We love it here. I didn't know what it would be like because, of course, being in Japan without children before, when I met my husband, we were living in Kobe, and it was a different lifestyle. Like everybody in the world, before you have children, it's different, right?
Yeah.
But we used to go to all the oshare cafe, and if we made a mistake with our food, like if we ordered something that we didn't actually like, we made like a language mistake, it didn't matter. But when you have children, just say like eat it anyway or whatever. So of course it's going to be different. So we were ready for the challenge, and I really like it. I feel like it's made our family closer together, as I'm sure yours has too. It's us 4 and our way is our way. So when we moved here, we were worried about our kids not being as well behaved as they were used to, or particularly my daughter who was 2. But we said in our house in Japan or in our house in Australia or in our house wherever we are, it's the same rules. And we are a team, and we need to help each other because we don't have grandma here, and we don't have like as many friends to start with. So we need to work together. And I think it's still the same now. Of course, my children aren't perfect, but it's like us and the world, and let's do this.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And then do your kids speak Japanese, or what kind of school do they go to, like international school?
Yes, my little boy, of course, is not at like real school. It's like a school. He's still 3. My little girl just started at the elementary school, and she goes to international school. And she learns Japanese as well. I think she has almost an hour a day of Japanese. And she says in front of me, if I speak to her, she hears me speak Japanese. But if someone says, do you speak Japanese? She's like, no, but when it's convenient. So if someone like offers her like candy or something, suddenly she's like, oh, いいですか? いただいていいですか? I'm like, wow, いつからテレビになったの?
賢い. She's a smart girl. But
Yes.
that's good though. I think it's so great to be able to speak, multiple languages because you're going to be able to like think through things differently or, 考え方が違かったり、あとは、
脳の運動でしょ? Like exercise for the brain.
そう。アジャストメントとかもすごい上手にできると思うから、Oh my gosh, I'm super excited for your kids too. So I want to know, like, what are your favorite places to visit with your kids? And this is a very, very selfish question of mine because the reason why I found you is because through Jane Nakata's podcast, transformation or transform with
Jane.
Yeah, with Jane. And I happened to just listen to your episode and I went to your blog and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I wish I knew this last time I went back to Japan because I consume almost 100% of content all in English and I like to do things. It's a little bit touristy, although I'm from Japan, but for my kids, they grew up in the US, so I want them to show the cool part of Japan, and that's where you feature those things. So that's why I wanted to like connect with you and ask you some questions. So yeah, 好きな場所はどこですか?
Oh, okay. Well, actually, recently I've had a lot of Japanese followers on my blog as well for the same reason. They lived overseas, but they don't know where the like child-friendly restaurants are or the parks. So I was really surprised that Japanese people are reading my content. It makes me laugh. It makes me so happy, but it makes me laugh. I really love Japanese playgrounds and a lot of like the slides and everything's just. The detail here is beautiful and because it's so clean. So I love going to a lot of the parks. There's a lot of parks that have like elephant slides or just interesting shapes. So it's almost like art as well. I really, really, really enjoy the museums and art galleries here, especially the Team Lab exhibitions are going on right now. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's a projection art that's interactive. So there's one at the moment in Toyosu where you walk into water and up to your knees. So for my children, it's sort of up to their stomachs. And on the water is projected koi and flowers, and it's all to music. And even for babies, the first time we went to one, my little boy was in the carrier. Eyes are just looking around at everything, and it's so interactive that I think Japan's really got that right, and I think Japan can do that because of the safety element and you can trust a larger percentage of people here to do the right thing and obey the rules. So I think it allows for more creative freedom, I think.
Yeah,
and also
that's cool.
When we moved to Tokyo, I was really worried we wouldn't have any green around, and I found that that's not the case. We go a little bit out of town, maybe 30 minutes out of town, and there's some big parks like Showa Kinen Koen, and there is Kodomo no Kuni, and some big green areas we can see animals and pools and all that sort of stuff as well. So I feel really fortunate. When you're in Japan again, let me know. I'll give you an itinerary.
Oh my gosh, yes, please. And we gotta meet up too. I'm originally from Yokohama, so it's not that far from Tokyo. And when I go to Tokyo, oh my gosh, I have no idea where I'm supposed to be going. So, yeah, you know more than me.
Oh, I love it. We love adventures.
Oh my gosh, so cool. Yeah, but speaking of adventure, I'm pretty sure, everything is not fun and clean and happy, right? Living in a different countries, anywhere. It's just there are some language barriers and cultural barriers and all that stuff. So what are the challenges do you have by living in Tokyo or just, in Japan in general? And I'm kind of like asking from the motherhood perspective as well. Raising kids itself is hard, but then living in a different country and raising kids is just adding another layer. So yeah, tell us your story.
Okay. One of the reasons I started my blog actually because when I first arrived in Tokyo, I'm going to be really honest, I was a bit cocky. Like I was like, this is going to be easy for me with children. I speak Japanese and I've been here before and I've had culture shock and I've worked in a Japanese office, so I know what to expect, like in terms of social pressures. But 3 weeks in, I have to admit I broke down. I called my husband and I said, I don't know if we can do this. It's harder than I thought. So I started my blog because I started like strategies of how to make this work for us and how to make it really good for my whole family. And so the things that we found difficult at the start were the trains and the stations. やっぱり、子供いない時に階段上がったり下ったりするのが全然いいんですけど、ベビーカー持つとやっぱり全然違う経験になってしまって、エスカレーターあるところもあったんですけども、すべてエレベーター問題です。多分オリンピックのために、東京は今、一生懸命頑張ってエレベーター作ってくださってると思うんですけど、でも本当にもう車椅子乗ってる、本当尊敬するようになりました。
そうですよね。道とかも狭い、not so much on the street, but お店のね、道とかも狭いから、私もアメリカのストローラーを持って、ダイソー、100円のダイソーに行ったら、通れない、アイオ、なんていうの、この通路もあって、Yeah, I can totally see that.
おむつもドラッグストアに行くと、東京の方におむつはほとんど2階にあるんですけど、なくて、私ダブルストールがその時持ってたんですね。ダブルストールは絶対無理なので。
日本人の人持ってるダブルストーラー。
で、まあ私ちょっと慣れてきたのは、ベイビーカーを外に置くことが当たり前のことになってるんですけど、ちょっとオーストラリアでそれ考えられなくて、特にショッピングがベイビーカーに置いてあるならちょっと危ないのかなと思ったんですけど、日本はまあ普通に置いて、はい、店に出て買って、そんな感じですね。だから、東京、足を踏んで歩くようになってから楽になったんですね。東京はすごく大きなイメージがあったんですけど、シティの中ではそんなに、想像した通りではなくて、例えば私、渋谷から渋谷から原宿まで歩いていくんであれば、多分20分、25分ぐらい。もし赤ちゃんが寝てるんであれば、それ逆に助かると思うので、歩いたり、あと、難しかったのは、外で外食する、夜で外食することは難しかったです。それ、スモーキングの問題だったです。
I see. そうですね。そう、レストランでも、なんて言うんだろう、喫煙、スモーキングセクションとノンスモーキングセクションだけど、but you're in the same building anyways.
Yeah. 昔の飛行機みたいな感じでしょ。
飛行機
私多分ティーネージの時に飛行機がそうだったんですよ。その前の多分10列ぐらいがスモーキングで、その裏はノースモーキングでも変わらないじゃないですか。
そう。It's the same thing.
だから私たちほとんどランチをみんなで外で食べるのか、私がいろいろ調べたりしてて、スモーキングレストラン一生懸命探したりすることになったんですね。それで、あとは、最初は梅雨は難しかった。レイニーシーズン、日本のレイニーこっちに来たばっかりの時に、毎日雨で、公園行けなくて、ママがクレイジーになりそうな感じで。
いやー、わかる。私が日本に帰った時に、夏に帰るんですけど、夏の終わりぐらいに。でも暑いから公園でも遊びたくなくて、でも児童館に行ってて、で、その日がちょっと雨が降ってたんですけど、みんな自転車でも大丈夫？なんか、後ろの子供の乗るとこにも、その子供用のなんか、レインカバーみたいなのとかつけて、なんか日本のママ強いなって思ったんですけど、do you not mind? Like, do you mind at all when you're raining and I don't know, riding a bike? Or do you even use a bike?
I don't use a mamachari. We have the stroller and yeah, I'm sports on. I'm just one sports on しなが 私と多分逆に危ないかもしれない. I worried if I break my leg and my children's legs all at the same time. But many of my friends here use a mamachari and love them.
Yeah.
But yes, the rainy days is tricky. I think the rule at school as well is you can't use a mamachari on a rainy day.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of taxis or there's a lot of bus riding on rainy days, which is inconvenient. But it's better for the environment at least, right?
That's true. That is so true. Yeah. Do you have anything else?
In terms of like mum life,
Yeah. Or just not necessarily just a mom life, but do you have anything just in general? Or you're kind of like a person who sees challenge as really like a positive things and like I got this and
no, absolutely not. I like to think I am, but everybody has the weekdays. I struggle a little bit with comparison because the Japanese mummies are so perfect. Everybody's looking beautiful at school pickup and the obentos look amazing. I feel like I'm just struggling to keep it all together. So I feel that kind of pressure. And I think compared to a lot of my other international friends, everybody says I'm so Japanese because I've been here a long time and I guess I do the obento and things, but it's not to the same level. So I just have to admit here I feel a little bit like I'm sinking at school events or just presentation-wise. Just everybody's so beautifully manicured and things.
oh my goodness.
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, but that's definitely like a social expectation or the pressure, do you think? Because, in Japan, I even heard that there's like a obento check where like if there isn't any green or if you don't meet the certain standard for nutrition, like your obento get like sent back or something like that. Is it just a crazy story or it's actually happening?
No, I've heard of it. It hasn't happened at the schools that my kids have been at, but I have heard of it, especially checking for like the reito food, like not too much like frozen food and things. But something that makes me feel better is the kids don't care. Like,
Oh my gosh, amen to that.
we were at like a sports day, like undokai, and the little Japanese boy next to my son, he opened up and he had like a character made of like rice and seaweed, and it was amazing. It was like, I think it was Doraemon or something. And it was all like, Mum had spent so long making it. And my little boy opened up his sandwich box and he was like, triangles instead of squares. Thank you, Mummy.
Oh,
And I was like,
that's so
oh,
cute.
you're welcome. Special treat.
Yeah. Oh, that is so cute. Oh my goodness. In one of the episodes, I shared what kind of obento that I sent to my kids. Like today, I had a hot pocket. Oh, yep, it's frozen food. So thank you very much. So I think you are more Japanese than I am.
Would you like to sit next to me at the next sports day? You can sit next to me anytime.
I just I can't be perfect, and there are certain areas that I need to just kind of go easy. It's hard. That's definitely a motherhood, like a struggle, the mommy's guilt. And then I can totally relate to, like a comparison game where, oh, so-and-so had this like such a cute bento box, or so-and-so had this super cute hair with this bow and all that stuff. And like, okay, well, I guess I'm sorry, but I can't. Like, I don't know if you are the Pinterest user, but I'm not a Pinterest mom. So
I try and balance. I can't do it every day. So when I do it for the birthday party or something, I'm happy to do it for that. But I'm just trying to be nicer to myself. I think it's something I've only just learned since having children. I'd rather read a book with them than make sure their lunch is shapes like the Mona Lisa or something.
Well, that's perfect though. Do you hang out with the Japanese mom, or do you hang out with more like expat?
Probably half because of where I am in Tokyo. I'd love to make some more Japanese friends, but I don't have a lot of time at the moment to do too much socializing. But
with
when
your
I
blog and learning Japanese.
I used to work when I was in Kobe before children. I used to work for the Hotel Okura in Kobe, and I think I was the only international staff member. So all my friends were Japanese then. It was a very Japanese working environment. So if you wanted, and also when I was in kurashiki, and I worked for a ballet school doing some interpreting as well. That's probably where I experienced the most of my culture shock or pressure in terms of social expectations. It's probably time because that's when I was really living Japanese life. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was the foreign girl with all the with all the Japanese people around me all the time. So
But
yeah.
did they give you kind of like I don't know, like a grace moment, or let's say like if you make a mistake or something, like did they give you a hard time? Like did they treat you the same as other Japanese workers, or did you feel like you were treated a little bit differently?
その留学してた時が一番ハードだったんですね。多分私の時15歳、16歳な時期だったので、自分のエデンティティもわからない状態で、まあ、自分のホームシックな問題も含めて結構厳しかった女子高校だったんですね。それ一番ストレスやっぱり感じた時があって、ちゃんとこういうふうに先生話してるときこういうふうに話しなさいとか、そういう、叱られてて、それがハードだったんですね。なんでもっと日本人っぽくこれできないのとか、そういうの、プレッシャーもあったんですね。でも、ホテル働いてるときに逆に、いいふうにプレッシャーをかけてくるんですよ。例えば、ジョアンナは、日本人ではないんですけど、ホテルのカスタマーサービスの本では、一番なのでおもてなしとか全部含めて、考え方を含めて、あなたは、必ず、周りのスタッフと同じような、なんて言って、丁寧レベルが、お客様のケアしないといけないので、結構ピシピシ教えてくださったんですけど、そのためにもっと上手に日本語を話すようになって、もっと日本人の考え方も分かるようになって、できた気がしたんですね。その時子供もいなくて、ボーイフレンドもいなくて、もう本当 100% 会社に集中できるようになったので、本当に役に立ったんですよ。自分のアイデンティティは日本とオーストラリアのミックスで、本当に自信を持つようになったんですね。答えになっているかどうかわかんないですけど、どうですか？
素晴らしい。本当に尊敬する。本当に尊敬します。
今適当に毎日がレッスンになってるんですけど、でも大好きです。
That makes you even stronger. So, mentally. That's really
I think
good.
I think I like to think my mind is more open to different ways of doing things now. And I really like that. I wouldn't change that.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. And then it's kind of like a switching a gear a little bit, and I kind of wanted to, hear from your perspective. I guess you kind of mentioned you're open minded and you can see things differently. I'm just wondering, like, what are the things that maybe men can step up and support a woman or a mom? Like, have you ever maybe witnessed or thought about things about, living in Japan? And did you see something? Maybe it's a little bit different than Australia. What are your experience like?
So in Japan, what do I think?
日本で。
Okay, I think that Japan has come a long way, even compared to when I was an exchange student, in terms of how much the men help out with the children or help out at home. But there's still a long way to go. So the cooking and the help around the house is still very much the woman's job in Japan. And there's some really good ones. There's some good daddies that I've met who are doing their part. But my overall feeling is still that raising the children is the mum's job. And yes, I think it's changing, but it's still a culture shock when you first get here from a Western country. You're like, oh, okay, or just the mums. I just don't know. In Australia, I don't think you could say at the school gate, I need to get home because my husband's going to be home and I haven't got dinner ready. I think that in Australia people would laugh and be like, well, you better order a pizza or tell him to get something on the way home. I don't think it's the same level of must.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I don't know who said it or no one. I don't think no one told us anything, but that's definitely like another pressure that maybe people feel as well. So it's really good to hear from your perspective as well. So you have been in Japan for a while, and what are the beautiful cultural values that you respect the most?
あー他の人のことを気遣うこと。周りを考えながら生活することが大好きです。電車の中で食べない理由は、他の人に迷惑かけなたくないから、周りと同じ風にしていただければ、もう皆さんが一緒に、狭いところで生活できる。そんなことは素敵ですね。やっぱりオーストラリアに帰ると、それを他の人、気にしないことはダメだなと思います。逆カルチャーショック、その面で。あと、信頼できること、例えば忘れ物、の場合、財布を落としたら、もう、誰かが、交番の方に渡してくれることは最高ですね。オーストラリアも、あんな感じになってほしいですね。
そうですよね。絶対、日本に帰るといつもなんか、ここすごい日本だなって思うのが、席取り
です。
で、なんかみんななんか携帯とか、自分のバッグとかをテーブルに置いたりだと子供を残して、お母さんはご飯を買いに行くとかっていうのが、あの、
考えられない、
ここって、そう、平和だなって。うん。
年代のオーストラリアみたいな感じですね。本当にフードコートに行っても、例えば席を、キープするためにカバンを置いて、行きたいところ食べ物買ってきて、戻って、カバンはまたそのままに置いてあることは最高ですよね。
ねえ、本当に。何もね、でも、盗まれたこととかも何もないですか？ So far, so good?
Nothing, yes.
Oh, wow.
That's good ですね。もうジンクス、ノックオンウッドですけどね。でも大丈夫。
Yeah. I'm just knocking
で
on
も
wood
自
too.
分も、自分もそうしたくなるんじゃない？例えば、もし、1万円札を見つかったら、じゃあ誰に渡せばいいのかとか、ちゃんと考えるようになるですね。こっちもそうですね。多分、オーストラリアだったらおもちゃが、公園のシートに置いてあるままで、じゃあ、finders keepers ではなくて、かわいそうだな、このテディベアは誰かの、宝のものなので、このカフェに渡して、それから周りでチェックしましょうか、考えてもね、それずっとキープしてほしいなと思います。
そうですね。Wow, that makes me feel like I'm such a proud Japanese woman. Although I'm not really contributing anything right now, but I think that's definitely the cultural value that I brought to US too. だから、本当に気使うことは、本当にすでに私も結構人に気を使うことでも、I don't expect the same thing. Like, I don't expect for return because it's a different culture, you know?
Yeah. But I like to think when you do that it will inspire someone to want
Oh,
to do it.
yeah. Definitely. Yeah, people are like, wow, thank you. But you know, one thing that I thought that, I don't know, 日本ってドアを開ける文化はありますか？
例えば、男性陣が女性のために。
No, そうじゃなくて、例えば、なんかお店に入って、ドアを開けたら、次の人が入るのにドアをホールドしとく。なんか、そこが、
お願いしたら、例えば持ってってもらっていいですかってお願いしたらすぐしてくれるんですけど、でもそうです。多分、シャイだからじゃない？
そうなのか。
わかんない。失礼、わざとルードしようとしてない気がするんですけど、確かに他の外国人の友達言われたことあるかも。なんで、ベーカーを一生懸命階段持って、持ってて、一生懸命引っ張ろうとしたのに誰も手伝ってくれなかった。でももし、周りの人に、英語のあれもあると思うんですね。でも、これは外国人の場合ですけど、話せないのは悪いなと思いながら、ちょっと、見てないふりにする人もいると思います。
なるほど。
英語話せないことでも日本人の間にどうですかね？
どうなんだろう。でも、私それが I made a mistake で、 こう、前の人がドアを開けて、なんか多分駅ビルみたいなとこでドア開けたから、開けて、待っててくれるかなと思って行ったら閉まられて顔のとこの目の前でポーンって来て、あれそう、あれもっと日本人って優しくなかったっけって思って、あれれって思った瞬間はあったんですけど、どうなんだろう。Yeah, there are certain things that it's like, wait, what happened? But yeah, overall, I completely agree. I really love that culture.
And Miko, you should press like a gaijin switch in your body, like an international switch, and you should turn like all international and be like, "Oi, hey, 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 you should."
Yeah. あとはそうそう。あとは、私がドアを開けてあげるとなんか、逆になんか申し訳なさそうにこう、歩いて、なんか、すいません、すいませんって何回も頭を、礼儀正しく言ってて、そんなに、大丈夫です、大丈夫です、急がなくていいんで、みたいな。
あ、そうか、走り出す。
そうそう、でもそれはなんか温まるようななんか感じなんですけど。Yeah. Definitely. I love that culture. All right. So let's see. So speaking of, learning all those cultural value and all that, what do you wish for your kids to kind of like cherish or learn or carry whatever by just living in Japan?
Uh, it sounds strange because I don't think for me it's just about being in Japan, but I want them to be very sure of who they are because they are just like being good people is more important than following cultural rules. So I like to think in our home we can pick and choose what works for us, and I really want them to know, well, to feel supported, but I also want them to know who they are. Like my daughter, she's so cute. If you say, "Where are you from?" She says, "My daddy's from Scotland, my mummy's from Australia, and I'm from Tokyo." And she's like
Oh,
really proud, and I think it's really cute. And kids don't care about uh, cultural or nationalities at all, and I think it's beautiful. I wish more adults would learn from them. Like for example, this was last year. My daughter had a birthday party, and someone asked us, "Oh, whose birthday party are you going to?" And I answered, and I said, "Oh, it's Dada-san. She's from Italy." And my daughter corrected me, and she goes, "No, Mum, she's not from Italy. She's from school." And I thought that was
oh,
beautiful because I was like, "Oh my God, I'm such an idiot." Of course, she's not from Italy at all. You're right. In your world, she's from school, and so that's fine. And then the other thing I really like about kids in Japan is independence. So my little boy's 3, and I dropped him at school this morning, and he's to put on his shoes all by himself because, as you know, in Japan you have that inside shoes.
true.
And
Yep.
he can't really do it, and like 90% of the time they're gyaku, they're backwards, like
Yeah.
but he's so proud of himself, and like if my daughter forgets her lunch, the teacher won't say to me, like, "Mum, you forgot to put her lunch in." She'll say to my daughter, "You forgot your lunch. Before you leave home, you're a big girl now," and she's 5. "You need to check, have you got your lunch? And is it library day? And is it sports day?" And I really like that. Like, it's your responsibility. Of course, they're not left alone. Like, no one would leave them without a lunch. But I think it's like, you can do it. Give it a try. I think we have that in Australia at least a bit later. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. I haven't been in Australia for a while, so someone's welcome to correct me. But I feel like more around like 8, 9, 10 is the age where we start doing that. And I feel like in Japan it's earlier.
It
And
starts early.
yeah, I really like that sense of. So I think wherever we are, wherever part of the world, I want to do that same thing for my kids. Like even if it's just a pretend, like if you forget your library book, and really I've got the library book in my bag in case they do, but they still check all by themselves. I think it's a really good thing.
Oh my gosh, I just learned something. Like, I'm just gonna implement that too. I feel like my kids just so depend on me. So, especially my daughter is 8. So well, I mean, if my older one, she's getting it. She's getting more responsible and stuff, all that stuff. But definitely my 4-year-old daughter, she can do it too. So I will definitely implement that. Yeah, thank you for this teaching moment, learning point moment. And you're right about kids. The way how you just kind of like mention how she's from my school. Like it doesn't matter where they're from. Like that is such a beautiful story. And 多分お母さんは子供から習うこともいっぱいありますよね。
ね、もう他の周りの人も伝えたくなるくらい、大人にも。
大人に、yeah.
これ聞いて。
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. All right. So living in Japan, I am pretty sure you kind of like had that moment like, oh my gosh, maybe, I can't do this and all that stuff. But there is no one way to build, our self-confidence and the way how we feel about being confident and all that stuff. So I'm just curious, like, how would you define your own self-confidence and how are you building your own?
It's a work in progress. I'm 38 years old now and I'm still working on this. I've, especially I think since becoming a mum, it's given me a stronger sense of who I am, and confidence, but also a little bit less as well because I used to be the person who was working for her career or wanting to be more fluent in Japanese and, things like that. So it's a work in progress. I think for me, at the moment, I'm learning to be my own best friend, and I'm trying to change my hitorigoto, the way I talk to myself, and make it a bit more positive. Because instead of saying like I don't know if I can do it, I'm trying to say I can do it, and then because I've said I can do it, I can do it. That's such a roundabout way of answering, but I'm still self-confidence doesn't naturally come to me. I'm good at pretending. Really good at pretending, but I have a lot of self-doubt and I am, Japanese people say shinpaisho, like a worrywart. I definitely question myself a lot, but it's getting better. And I feel like now, maybe just because I've started my blog and I've sort of found who I am, I think it's coming. Sorry, I'm using you like my counselor, aren't I?
No, definitely. And it's so funny because when we're messaging each other and you're like saying like, oh, I'm nervous about my Japanese, and like the way how you say it, it's like so, humble and, so reserved, but you should be really confident about your proficiency from Japanese because this is, すごい. Yeah. All right. So I want to know, I believe that we are born with a gifted talent that no one can copy, and the world is just waiting for us to let our talent shine. So I want to know, what is your gifted talent and how are you using it?
Okay. 多分、日本語でやってみるね。いや、多分、それは私の外国人の部分、外国人の心を持ってて、日本人の心を持ってて、両方のサイドを分かることは私のスペシャルタレントかもしれないですね。だから、特に東京に来たばかりエクスパッツはたくさんいるので、その人を、サポートすることが大好きだし、あと逆に、foreign culture に慣れてない日本人の友達をサポートすることが大好きです。だからそのラングエージのことだけではなくて、その文化の違いとか空気を読むことはすごく大事なポイントなので、それ最近だけ気づいてブログを始めようと思ったことなので、それは私のスペシャルパワーかな。その、やること、両方のサイドも、なんていう、守りたくなる。今、問題という、例えば自分の、変なエグザンプルですけど、自分のママの悪口してもいいけど、他の人が自分のママの悪口したら、ダメでしょ、同じに、私が大好きな日本で、もし私ホームシックとかカルチャーショック感じてる時も、日本は本当にこのところダメだなと思っても、他の人に同じこと言われたら、でもって言いたくなります。その理由はねって説明したくなるけど、あと同じように、じゃあオーストラリアのダメところ、本当にここは嫌だったって言っても、他の人に言われたら、でもオーストラリアいい点はね、これとこれとこれですよって言いたくなるから、その両方のサイド、分かってるかな？
いやー、すごい、それは本当にそれはギフトですよね。で、私も本当に、ブログ、The Tokyo Chapter を読んでて、それはすごい、I can see that too. 本当に、日本、なんて言うんだろう。 日本の、なんて言うんだろうな、外から見てる感じな時もあるし、でも、the information is coming from the inside. You know what I'm saying? So I really love reading your blog. So I think you're definitely using your gifted talent there.
Exactly.
And
Just want to help people. There's so much of Japan you can miss because of the language. And yes, I always encourage people to learn Japanese when they're here. But there's a lot of people here for like 2 years, and Japanese isn't something you can at least read and write straight away. So I like to give little tips. So sometimes I even say things like when you go to, I don't know, like a sushi place for lunch and you don't know, you can't say anything or no one can communicate, you can say like, omakase kosu wa ikura desu ka? And like, I even write it so they can show it to someone. And I'm like, so then you can just get it. And then those people feel like I did real Japan today. And it wasn't so hard because I just gave them like a little cheat sheet.
yeah.
And then
Ooh, that's so good.
and I particularly find with women, and particularly me, I never want to get something culturally wrong on purpose. Like it's never on purpose. So sometimes I hear like an American friend or Australian friend say, we went into this shop or restaurant and everyone looked at us strange and I just knew we were doing something wrong. So I love to say like, when you go in, like you get on the train and your kids like want to stand on the seats or jump around, that's fine, but just take off their shoes, or in the taxi, just take off their shoes and put them on the floor, and then the taxi driver will know that you care about keeping the taxi nice and you respect that person's job enough to not put mud on the chairs. And even if your kid's being crazy, show the taxi driver that you're trying to say like, let's be quiet, we're nearly there. Little things like that I think make a difference, and particularly women really care about that, but it's really distressing when you don't know what the rule is. Like you're like, oh, tell me the rule and I'll do it. But if I don't know the rule, then it's really stressful.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, so it's a good reminder for me too. Next time I go back to Japan, I'll make sure my kids are taking off the shoes. You see, that's why I can see how the Japanese readers, you are gaining more Japanese fans because you really care about the culture and you really, explain, not just don't do this, but explain the reason why. So this, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful that you're here to do this thing. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And then lastly, I want to ask you this big question. Have you ever heard of the term ikigai?
I have, and I love it. And actually, my husband came home last year and he had a conference and he's like, have you heard of Ikigai? This is amazing. And we talked about it for so long because it's just such an amazing concept of combining the reason of what you do. Or how do you explain it the best way?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a reason for being, and like there's the quadrants, and like your passion and your strengths and your purpose, and all that combined is definitely an ikigai. So I kind of like want to know like what is your ikigai and what excites you in the morning? Just what is the reason why you just get up in the morning and jump out of the bed?
Well, apart from just the fact that I love Japan and I love just even walking around in Japan, I love that my ikigai is, when you see those charts of ikigai and it has all the colorful circles and they all intercept in the middle, I feel like me, and I promise I'm not just doing this as a promotion for my blog. My blog has been something I just discovered last year and it really helps me because it is a combination of all those things for me. So I love taking my children to the park and spending time with them. I also love writing. I love speaking Japanese. And for the terms of what the world needs, I feel like I'm supporting other people. So I don't know. I've just, I guess, become a little bit more of an entrepreneur in my mindset. I grew up with, my family are mostly teachers. My parents were mostly teachers, and so I didn't ever have the idea in my head that you could do something for yourself in terms of not having a boss. So I'm really enjoying that, the blending of all. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I can totally see that, and I want to know more about your blog. Tell us more. Just promote yourself with this blog. It's amazing, and I want my listeners to know about your blog. So, Mike is yours.
I'm hoping to do a Japanese section soon, but for the moment it's in English, and I I'm happy to say that Japan's not perfect, and I'm happy to share, like I said, the cheap points. But I also just started a series of blogs, which makes me laugh, where I called it the area guide for the half asleep parent, and it's gone crazy. It makes me laugh. I had a girlfriend visit me recently. She's a single mum, and by the time she got to Tokyo and we caught up, she was so exhausted. She's like, I'm having a great holiday. I love Japan, but I don't want to try and speak Japanese. I don't want to choose a restaurant. I don't even want to know where the toilets are. Like, you tell me where to go to the bathroom. Like, pee now. Bring a backpack. Take your shoes off. Put your shoes on. So I actually wrote a couple of area guides, and I'm going to do more of them. And literally it says like, go to this restaurant, food, pee here, pack up, go to this park if your kid's screaming. If not, keep walking. So I think there was just a gap in the market that people just wanted to do the right thing in Japan. They want to see all the cool stuff, but it stresses particularly new parents out when you have to think about which train exit to take, and am I getting like the best sushi in town, or is this place like where no one goes? Or I think people want a bit more hand holding. So, and also I'm a really big advocate for learning some Japanese. So I've had for a while some conversational Japanese language shortcuts of things that I was like, if I was starting to learn Japanese now, this is what I'd do and what not I do. And the main idea of it is using your Japanese teacher to get the things you want. I think as a mum, if I started to learn Japanese right now, I don't need to do akasama, I don't need to do hiragana, I don't need to do anything like that. I just need to learn like how to say, where can I buy diapers? Where can I change nappy? My kid's allergic to nuts. Can I make a restaurant reservation for 7? That sort of thing. And then go from there, because I'm sure it was the same for you, where just little bits give you more confidence when you're learning a new language. Just little bits. じゃあ、小麦粉買えるようになりました。じゃあ次、卵やってみようとか、そのステップバイステップ。ランゲージサポートっていうか、もう、アドバイスを教えてあげてる友達みたいな感じ。書いてるときは、if it was my friend, this is how I'd write みたいな感じで書いてるからですね。
Oh my gosh, I feel like you can start a mummy group too.
maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my goodness. And I know that your website is not just for kids. You have a section for like honeymoon honeymoon in Tokyo, and then you have like a Tokyo without kids and all that stuff too, right? So it's pretty much it's for all the people who wants to live in visit Tokyo, correct?
Yes, that's right. So I'm expanding my section for without kids. I still have quite a lot, but of course my everyday life is with kids, so I have more content now. But I have a lot that's coming up for without kids as well. Oh, can I add one thing to a question you asked earlier?
Yeah.
Can I add something? When you're talking about Japanese or men and their role in the household, or my prizes, I actually, whenever someone asks me what thing do you not like about Japan, my number one thing is the lack of date nights. My Japanese girlfriends never go.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm like, copy a lot of things from your Japanese friends, but don't copy the lack of date nights, because date nights, well, is amazing. Also, there's so much Japan I can't see with kids because of restaurants that don't allow children, or just my kids don't need to eat high-end sushi or go to like yakitori or something all the time.
Yeah.
So I think that's something I'd like to add as well. I think I would love to get my Japanese girlfriends together and be like, date nights, here's why it doesn't make you a bad parent.
Oh my goodness, that is such a good thing. I mean, I struggle myself as well, you know. I feel like just wanting to go out for dinner, I have to spend extra fee for watching a kid. So, you know, in order for us to do things, you know, I definitely need some sort of support system. And I don't know how many people, especially in Japan, talking specifically for women, I don't know how many people feel confident to say, or I don't know, like they feel like it's okay to ask for help, or if it's okay to do things for themselves. It's so important. And yeah, you should definitely start something with like a mummy swap, I don't know, kids thing
I
or
read
whatever.
I read
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, is there anything else that you want to share
No,
with my listeners?
no, just that I really love interacting with people mainly on social media, and in Japanese or English, as you say, もう日本語で話すことが大好きも通じたかな通じた
Yes.
もう
うん。
yes.
じゃあ、も
So
しもリスナーさん、このポッドキャストを聞いてリスナーさんが、Oh my goodness, I need to connect with Joe どういうふうに、何が一番、コネクトしやすいですか？
インスタグラムが大好きですね。やっぱりインスタグラム。で、アツザ東京チャプター、インスタグラム。ほとんど毎日、特にインスタストーリーズ使ってるので、もうメッセージ DM でも、よろしくお願いします。あと、もちろん、thetokyochapter.com、please check my blog and Facebook page もありますよ。
Perfect. Yeah, I will include all those links in my short notes. So, well, Joe, thank you so much for coming over and sharing your story of the life in Japan and everything you do. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's go out for a makase course when you're in Tokyo next, okay?
Yes. ぜひぜひ. Okay, well, yeah, thank you so much and have a wonderful day. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Joe. I certainly did, and I am so glad that she said yes to join the show, and she actually shared her stories in Japanese. She was like, I'm not sure if I can do this in Japanese. I'm like, your girl, totally you can. Joe の日本語素敵です. You are amazing. Okay. I think that's all for today, and thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you really like this episode, please share with someone who you think that's going to be very beneficial for them. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the show. Leave a 5 stars review would be nice, and with a review that would be really amazing. It will only help the show to be more visible so that more women can find this podcast. So please do so, and by doing that, please let me know so that I can personally thank you. Alright ladies, remember, you are already enough. You are enough to do whatever you want to do, and by doing that you will gain confidence. But if you don't do it, then you're not gonna know. I mean, even if, or I know you're scared of maybe failing or getting a negative result or whatever, but so what? You will definitely gain some positive experience and learning experience, so don't worry. We all have a starting point, and the way how you do it doesn't matter, because you're unique. So you don't have to do what like someone else. Like you don't have to do like I do. And that's the rule. You're amazing, and I cannot wait to chat with you until next time. Bye bye.